How we doing, racers? I am. I ran this race just a moment ago with the new open wheel F1 car, and it wanted me to try this car, which was definitely inspired by it. And it is a different experience when you don't have the car around you. I love the way this car felt when I was playing the game before. I don't know if I'm brave enough to actually run this thing in real life. I still would like to get one, but I don't know if they'll actually build one. But you definitely feel like you're out there. Oh. So a couple things that I've kind of picked up on just in playing the game. So this is a timed event, 30-minute race, and it's pretty normal to have enough of a gap. Oh, God. To have enough of a gap to wait at the finish line, so you don't have to run that full last lap or whatever. So you don't have to create an additional lap. So I don't have any way to tell where the other cars are on the track other than seeing them in front of me. Which means if I'm sitting at the finish line, which the F1 car will get almost a full lap on the guys, you start to run down lap traffic. So it's not so much of a risk. But in a car that's a closer race, you have no idea where the rest of the pack is. You don't know when they're pitting. All this stuff that's just kind of been normal is not in the headset anymore. And the other thing is the RPMs. You're using the gauge now. You're not using the bar across the bottom. I can't see that. So in a lot of these cars, as you tune them, it shifts the red line. Oh my God, I didn't realize this car had such a high red line. So we'll get to, what, 15? So right around oh God, I wasn't watching. So right around 16,000 RPM, this thing starts blipping. But without testing where it hits that rev limiter, I was wanting to shift at 14. I still do want to shift at 14. But this car has a lot more in it that I'm just leaving on the table. Now, I didn't check the power curve. I don't know if revving out that high is beneficial. Some cars drop off long before their red line. Now, when I drove the F1 car, it did rain. When it got heavy in terms of the rain, I mean, same with this car, we're out there. So I could see the actual rain coming down, which was nice. You get much more of a sense of being in the car, which translates to being much more controllable during hydroplane as well. So you can feel that you're losing grip. And it's weird because you're kind of feeling it with your eyeballs. You see the car shifting a lot more underneath you, and you get a much better sensation of it. Like through some of these corners I could feel that the car's pushing, and now I felt it go sideways. And by sideways I mean like this, not the back end coming out. Our helicopter buddy's pretty cool too now. Now I haven't poked around in the options or anything, so I don't know if some of that stuff can be brought back in. I'm not even 100% sure I want it. You wouldn't normally know where the other drivers are on the track other than speaking to your crew. But that might be a better addition, have the crew talk to you. You know, second place is a minute behind or 10 seconds behind or whatever the case is. Leaders are pitting, you know, that type of thing. This car must just pelt you with rocks. I bet this would be pretty awful to drive. When you turn in, that's going to be whipping stones at you. Now this car is a two-seater. You can actually open up that. I don't know if it opens. I think it's probably something that pops out and bolts in. You see all the quick releases over there. It is a lot more fun getting sideways. So another thing I noticed in driving the new F1 car, you sit really low in it. So when you're playing this game, I don't know if there's a way to adjust your height, you know, permanently. But if you are, before you load into the car, if you kind of hunch down and then sit upright, it pulls you up in the seat, so you can actually be a little bit above maybe what the default is. Got a little rain coming in. I didn't see the clouds change or anything like that when it rained. I mean, it was more of just the coloration behind the clouds. That may be something they kind of cheated on, and it might need a little extra work now. Let's see if you scroll through the menus. We have no way of knowing where the other drivers are. What's funny is I kind of forgot about the shifter because I don't have shifters in the actual car. Kind of feel like with that extra sensation, I'm not going to need the traction control either. Maybe I will. It was fun anyway. Oh. Yeah, it's much more snappy. Oh, we are out of fuel. I wonder if it doesn't tell you about your fuel usage either. I thought I saw it on the screen before. I don't think we're going to make it. Oh, and then a lot of these race cars don't have speedometers. So like I can't change that to miles per hour, which is what I'm used to. Then you get in something like the Cappuccino where or even a lot of the GTRs and things like that with the kilometers per hour. Yeah, we're out of gas. Where they have kilometers per hour, they are not going to show you anything beyond what their speedometer goes to. So the Cappuccino goes to 200 kilometers an hour, which it buries that right away. Might as well put that back. Now we get to see the sights. When you look around, which I don't recommend doing, it also seems like you can kind of get a feel that there's nothing behind some of this minimal background. Like over here. I mean, that may be the way it actually looks. I don't know. You sit low in these cars, so it makes sense. I don't think we'll be sitting at the finish line on this one. Alright, now we just wait for... Well, looks like we're not alone pitting. Which also means they caught us. So all this is 2D background for me now. It looks like a big TV. So now I can see where everyone is and, you know, who's pitting, who's not. We're dropped down to 4th. And there we just pop back into VR. Try to play with these guys a little bit. A nice look at the cars. Let's just creep on them as we go by. You want some of this, buddy? You think you got anything for me? Oh, you looked over! Ah! Gotta run! Let's find the leader. We got someone in front of us. Oh, get a nice look at his car. He doesn't want to look. He's afraid. It might even be worth hanging with this guy. I don't think he's going to do a 5-minute lap. I think we got another lap in our future. Woo! Woo! That was a little nerve-wracking. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get enough of a gap on him. Even without playing around, there wasn't enough. Stare into the sun. So I'm hoping in the future they actually like create some of the menus into a 3D environment. I don't know if any of you have played Moss in VR, but Moss almost you controlled. It was almost, it might have been considered a platformer, I don't know, but you control the little mouse, and it was like a story type of adventure, and you were like an overlooker controlling this little mouse. And I don't know how to describe it. It was almost like, it's almost like Legos, like playing with Legos, where you're looking down and have the characters. I mean, they didn't look at all like Legos, but you were looking down and playing the character, and just it reminded you of being a kid. And I was kind of hoping they were going to have that type of feel on the menus. Moss, when you look back, it was just like it was like a misty forest type of scene. So it wasn't like they needed to render the entire world. You were meant to look at the front end. You were meant to look directly at the little map in front of you, and we're creatures that obey that type of mentality, so we would. So you look at the little map, and I think if they actually just created that environment out of what we already have, I think that would be a drastic improvement. And then the pits, I wouldn't even mind staying in my car and like replays and that sort of thing as well. Like everything that pulls you out of VR, it puts you off. They may never change it. It may be what we have, and what we have is pretty good. But every time they pull you out, it puts you off a little bit. So, and jumping back in, like when we're leaving the pits, I'm bracing myself to be jumped back in the car, because it's not right away. It's once you regain control of the vehicle, that's when you're back in the car. Before that, it's a flat screen. Even like what they do with the finish is actually nice. So when we finish the race here, it'll have you're still in VR, but it'll have like a flat plane, kind of like this this menu here where it's smoked out, and I'm putting my hand through it, and it looks like I'm just jumping around in the camera if you can see me. But this menu here, it looks kind of like that, where it's a smoked out display in front of you. It's mostly just black where it says finished, and that's not bad. And I would like to see the lineup that we used to see, or in you know, two-dimensional mode. Even if they put it way out to where it's not visible on the main, in the main area, like maybe I have to look over to see it. Oh wait, maybe I don't want to do that. It just made me dizzy. But, or even up, you could put it up on the top here where you're looking into the sky for a second. Just like, hey, where are we at? Okay. Like, you don't have to have it in your general field of vision. I do like how clean this all is. But I'll let you guys go, and I appreciate you watching. Yeah, you can kind of see it's like a smoked out display, but I'm still able to look around. Now as soon as I hit next, now we're in 2D. No looking around. But I definitely appreciate you guys joining, and I'll have the GTO review tomorrow, so you'll see that coming out, and then I'm going to be trying to hit some of these new cars that just were released. So that's some content that'll be coming up as well. But have a great day.